to the audiobook of New Social Studies, Grade 10. Unit 7, Lesson 4, page number 260. Political events from 2017 Bikram Sambat to 2046 Bikram Sambat. After the incident of first push 2017 Bikram Sambat, King Mahendra formed a council of ministers under his chairmanship. On 22nd Paush 2017 Bikram Sambat, he declared the Panchayat system. He formed the Panchayat Ministry. Under this ministry, Panchayat Direction Department and Panchayat Development Department were established to strengthen the Panchayat system. The country was divided into 14 zones and 75 districts on 1st Baisakh 2018 Bikram Sambat. Some important events. A. Janakpur Incident. King Mahendra visited Janaki Temple after finishing his trip to eastern part of 9th Magh 2018 Bikram Sambat. When King Mahendra was proceeding to Rangabhumi from Janaki Temple, Durgananda Jha hurled a bomb at a vehicle in which King Mahendra was traveling. This incident is called the Janakpur Incident. For the involvement in this incident, Durgananda Jha, Arvinda Kumar Thakur and Dal Singh Thapa were announced capital punishment. On 25th Magh 2020 Bikram Sambat, Durgananda Jha was executed, whereas Arvinda Kumar Thakur and Dal Singh Thapa were sentenced to life imprisonment. B. Promulgation of new constitution. To legalize the partyless panchayat system and ban on political parties, the Constitution of Nepal 2019, based on panchayat system, was promulgated by King Mahendra on 1st Push 2019 Bikram Sambat. In order to strengthen the panchayat system, this constitution was amended 3 times in 2023, 2032 and 2037 Bikram Sambat. C. Back to Village National Campaign. The first amendment in the Constitution of Nepal 2019 was made in 2023 Bikram Sambat, and a new program was implemented by King Mahendra called Back to Village National Campaign on 1st Push 2024 Bikram Sambat to motivate the students, civil servants and others who are in cities to return to their own villages. A 10-point program was set to raise the living standard of the villagers in this campaign. D. Zhappa Revolt. Then Communist Party of Nepal, Marxist and Leninist, MARXIST, Marxist, and LENINIST, Leninist, launched a revolt for the freedom of poor people and against feudalism, FEUDALISM, in Zhappa in 2028 Bikram Sambat. This incident is called Zhappa Revolt. King Mahendra passed away in the same year of 17th Magh 2028 Bikram Sambat. E. Sukhani assassination. Ramnath Dahal, Narayan Shrestha, Krishna Quinkel, Netra Prasad Ghimire and Biren Rajbansi, who were involved in Zhappa Revolt, were arrested on the charge of Dharma Prasad Upadhyaya's murder, the then member of National Panchayat, Parliament of Panchayat System, and shot dead by the then government at the place called Sukhani Ilam on 21st Fagun 2029 Bikram Sambat. This incident is called Sukhani assassination. Here in a picture they have an introduction, brief introduction of the martyrs. It's written like this: Shahidharuko Sangchipta Parichaya. Shahid Ramnath Dahal, जन्म 1995 साल इवा भदौरे तेह्रथुम, तत्कालीन ठेगाना चारपाने झापा, गिरफ्तारी 2029 साल मङ्सिर 28 गते, चारपाने, पछिल्लो पटक छातीमा गोली हानी हत्या गरिएको। शहीद नेत्र घिमिरे, जन्म 2004 साल 8 राई तेह्रथुम, तत्कालीन ठेगाना गरामुनि झापा, गिरफ्तारी 2029 साल पुस 13, गरामुनि, छातीमा गोली हानी हत्या गरिएको। शहीद बिरेन सिंह राजवंशी, जन्म 1998 साल, ज्यामिरगढी झापा, तत्कालीन ठेगाना ज्यामिरगढी झापा, गिरफ्तारी 2029 साल मङ्सिर। चन्द्रगढी पछिल्लो पटक टाउकोमा गोली हानी हत्या गरिएको। शहीद कृष्ण कुइकेल जन्म 2011 साल गरामुनि झापा, तत्कालीन ठेगाना गरामुनि झापा, गिरफ्तारी 2029 साल माघ 1 गते तोपगाछी, छातीमा गोली हानी हत्या गरिएको। शहीद नारायण श्रेष्ठ जन्म 2012 साल फिक्कल इलाम, तत्कालीन ठेगाना गरामुनि झापा, गिरफ्तारी 2029 साल माघ 1 गते तोपगाछी, बायाँ कोखामा गोली हानी हत्या गरिएको। उहाँ सबैलाई पञ्चायती शासनद्वारा झापाबाट इलामस्थित जेल सार्ने बहानामा 2029 फागुन 21 गते झापा र इलामको सीमा क्षेत्रमा अवस्थित सुखानी जंगलमा लगी हत्या गरिएको हो। These are the martyrs of Sukhani assassination. F. Plane hijack and fire at Singadawar. A plane takeoff from Kathmandu from Biratnagar was hijacked on 25th Jan 2030 Bikram Sambat and landed at Forbesganj, Forbesgung, Bihar. There was an amount of 30 lakhs IC in the plane, which was nabbed by the hijackers, and then plane was released. It was the first incident of plane hijack in Nepal. This incident badly affected the rulers of Panchayat system. Moreover, a fire broke out in Singadarwar on 25th Asad 2030 Bikram Sambat, and many important documents got destroyed. Because of this, Kriti Nidhi Bista was forced to resign from the post of the Prime Minister. G. Timur Bhote Incident. The youths were rapidly being organized to launch the revolution in order to end partyless panchayat system and restore multi-party democracy. In 2031 Bikram Sambat, Nepali Congress made a secret plan to capture Okhaldunga. For this, they established their camp at Cave of Timur Bhote, but the secrecy was revealed and panchayat government mobilized army force to suppress them. Nepal army attacked the Timur Bhote camp and brutally killed Ram, Lakshman and other youths. Captain Yagya Bahadur Thapa and Bhim Narayan Shrestha were arrested and hanged in 2033 Bikram Sambat. This incident is called Timur Bhote Incident. H. Politics for Development. On 26th Mangsir 2032 Bikram Sambat, the Constitution of Nepal 2019 was amended for the second time and a new slogan was brought called Politics for Development. This amendment made Back to Village National Campaign as the constitutional organ. I. National Reconciliation Policy of B.P. Koirala. B.P. Koirala returned to Nepal from exile in India with the new policy, National Reconciliation Policy, on 16th Push 2033 Bikram Sambat. It was the policy of finding the middle ground with monarch and regressive force. J. Assassination of Ratna Kumar Bantawa. Panchayat government was continuing the series of murder. On 27 Chaitra 2035 Bikram Sambat, Ratna Kumar Bantawa, a potential communist leader, was shot dead at Imang near Deomai River of Ilam. Similarly, Rishiraj Devkota, Azad, called as Azad, and Jay Govinda Shah were also killed by the Panchayat government. K. Referendum. Referendum is a democratic way of taking public opinion in which every adult citizen of a country is asked a straightforward question or has to choose between two alternatives about any important national issue. Cause of referendum. Spelling of referendum is REFERENDUM. On 22nd Chaitra 2035 Bikram Sambat, April 1979 AD, TU students organized a huge procession against the death sentence to former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, ZULFIKAR and tried to deliver the letter of condemnation to the embassy of Pakistan in Kathmandu. But the police stopped them on the way and lathi-charged them. Many students were injured. After this incident, student organizations started united movement against the panchayat system. Initially, Their demands were related to education, but the government did not pay attention. Later on, movement was continued against the political system and political parties also joined them. Huge demonstrations were organized throughout the country. The Panchayat ruler tried to suppress it, but agitation increased day by day. So, on 10th Jesta 2036 Bikram Sambat, King Birendra declared a referendum. In the referendum of 2036 Bikram Sambat, people were asked to choose one between two options. They were A. Reformed Panchayat system, or B. Multi-party democratic system. The poll for the referendum was held on 20th Baisakh 2037 Bikram Sambat. Partyless Panchayat system won with 10% more votes. The result of the referendum gave a mandate to the king to continue the Panchayat system with some reforms. After that referendum, the election of National Panchayat Parliament of that time was held in 2038 Bikram Sambat, and Surya Bahadur Thapa became the Prime Minister. A. Piskar assassination. Piskar. On 1st Mag 2040 Bikram Sambat, while a cultural program was running at Piskar Mahadev in Sindhupalchok district, the police surrounded the site and shot dead Ile Thami, Ilethami, Bir Bahadur Thami, and other many innocent children. Dozens of people were arrested and tortured. This incident is called Piskar assassination. After this incident, vote of no confidence was launched in National Panchayat by the then Member of Parliament. Surya Bahadur Thapa was removed from the post of Prime Minister and Lokendra Bahadur Chand was appointed the new Prime Minister. B. Satyagraha and bomb blast. On 10th Jesta 2042 Bikram Sambat, Nepali Congress launched a civil disobedience movement, Satyagraha, a non-violent movement throughout the country. But at the same time, a political party called Janabadi Morcha, led by Ram Raja Prasad Singh, exploded bombs in various important cities of the country, including the Royal Palace of Kathmandu on 6th Asad 2042 Bikram Sambat, demanding republicanism in the country. The Panchayat government passed a new law and Ram Raja Prasad Singh, Lakshman Prasad Singh and Khem Raj Bhatta were announced death penalty. It obstructed the movement and Nepali Congress withdrew the Satyagraha. C. People's Movement of 2046 Bikram Sambat. The movement launched to restore multi-party democracy from 7th Fagun 2046 Bikram Sambat to 26 Chaitra 2046 Bikram Sambat for 49 days in the leadership of Ganeshman Singh was People's Movement of 2046 Bikram Sambat. It is popularly known as People's Movement 1 nowadays. Causes of People's Movement. Undemocratic nature of Panchayat system. People were deprived of human rights and fundamental rights. Corruption, smuggling, and other activities increased in the country, and failure of Panchayat system to bring reforms in the country. So, in order to release the people from such condition, Nepali Congress and the United Left Front Samyukta Bam Morcha took a historical decision to launch a united people's movement. A national conference of Nepali Congress was held from 5th to 7th Mag of 2046 Bikram Sambat at the residence of Ganeshman Singh. The leaders of the United Left Front and various political parties of India participated in this conference. The Indian leaders promised to give full support to the mass movement for the restoration of democracy and human rights in Nepal. The United Mass Movement of the Nepali Congress, the United Left Front and United National People's Movement, Samyukta Rashtriya Jana Andolan, started on 7th Fagun 2046 Bikram Sambat. Ganeshman Singh was declared the commander of the movement. Students played a vital role in this movement. Similarly, lawyers, doctors, professors, teachers, businessmen, etc. became involved in this movement and held a huge demonstration in various parts of the country. Civil servants also joined this movement. Strikes, demonstrations, disobedience of laws and rules, stopping tax payment, etc., were observed throughout the country. The students and police clashed in Patan, Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Kirtipur, Pokhara, Hetauda, Janakpur, Biratnagar, etc. Many people got martyrdom. martyrdom. Lots of people were injured in clash with the police. Media like newspapers also played a vital role by publishing news in favor of the movement. Many people and political activists were imprisoned. The autocratic Panchayat government tried to suppress the people. To stop the movement, King Birendra dissolved the government of Marichman Singh and Lokendra Bahadur Chand was appointed as the Prime Minister. But the movement continued in full swing. At last, seeing no way out of this grim situation, King Birendra invited the leaders of the movement like Ganesh Man Singh, Krishna Prasad Bhattrai, Girija Prasad Koirala, Sahana Pradhan, and Radha Krishna Mainali for negotiation on 26th of Chaitra 2046 Bikram Sambat. The leaders reached an agreement to lift the ban on political parties. At 11 p.m., a message was broadcasted in Radio Nepal and Nepal television. It read that a ban on political parties had been removed from the Constitution of Nepal. The leaders declared the end of mass movement, and it marked the restoration of democracy in Nepal. Consequences of the People's Movement on 2046 BS. End of autocratic Panchayat system and restoration of democracy. Interim government was formed from among the leaders of the various political parties. Constitution of the Kingdom of Nepal 2047 Bikram Sambat was formulated. Absolute monarchy was changed into constitutional monarchy. Election of parliament was held and people got opportunity to choose their government by themselves. Chronology from 2017 to 2046 Bikram Sambat. Date in Bikram Sambat and events. Here we have a table. 22nd Paus 2017 Declaration of Panchayat System. 1st Baisakh 2018 Country was divided into 14 zones and 75 districts. 9th Magh 2018 Janakpur Incident. 1st Pus 2019 Promulgation of the Constitution of Nepal 2019 Bikram Sambat. 1st Bhadra 2020 New Muluki Ain was announced. 25th Magh 2020 Durgananda Jha was executed for the involvement in Janakpur Incident. 4th Magh 2023 First Amendment of the Constitution of Nepal 2019 Bikram Sambat. 2028 Zhappa Revolt. 21st Fagun 2029 Sukhani Assassination. 2029 Division of Nepal into 4 development regions. 25th Asar 2030 Fire took place in the Singha Darbar. 2031 Timur Bhote Incident. 26th Mangsir 2032 Second Amendment of the Constitution of Nepal 2019 Bikram Sambat. 10th Jesta 2036 Declaration of Referendum by King Birendra. 28th Baisakh 2037 Poll of the referendum held. 1st Pus 2037 Third Amendment of the Panchayati Constitution adopting the proposed reformations. 2038 Election of the National Panchayat held and Surya Bahadur Thapa became Prime Minister. 1st Magh 2040 Piskar Assassination. 2042 Election of National Panchayat held and Marichman Singh Shrestha became Prime Minister. 10th Jest 2042 Satyagraha movement launched by Nepali Congress. 5th to 7th Magh 2046 National Conference of Nepali Congress was held. 7th Fagun 2046 People's Movement was started. 26th Chaitra 2046 End of People's Movement, Restoration of Multi-Party Democracy. Activities. 1. Along with the beginning of panchayat system, many incidents of murder took place. Why? Give reasons. 2. Mention the important political events happened in panchayat system along with their respective dates. Exercise. Very short answer questions. 1. When was panchayat system declared by King Mahendra? 2. What was Janakpur Incident? When did it take place? 3. Which district is related with the Timur Bhote massacre? 4. What is referendum? When was it declared in Nepal for the first time? 5. What were the people asked in the referendum of 2036 Bikram Sambat and what was its result? 6. Who was Ratnakumar Bantawa? Why do the Nepalese politicians remember him even today? 7. What kind of movement is Satyagraha movement? Why was it withdrawn? 8. What was the role of Ram Raja Prasad Singh in the politics of Nepal? 9. When did the people movements of 2046 Bikram Sambat begin and end? Short answer questions. 1. Prepare a timeline including the dates and events happened from 2017 Bikram Sambat to 2046 Bikram Sambat. 2. Why were Nepalese people not satisfied with panchayat system? Write any 4 reasons. 3. Why was referendum held in Nepal? Explain. 4. Prepare a pie chart based on the following result of referendum. A. Reformed panchayat system. 24,33,452 votes. B. Multi-party system. 20,07,965 votes. C. Invalid. 3,72,069 votes. 5. Discrimination on the basis of caste was made illegal by Muluki Ain, which was enforced on 1st Bhadra 2020 Bikram Sambat. But it still exists in our society. How can you involve yourself to end racial discrimination completely? Prepare a plan. 6. Show the major political events from 2017 to 2046 Bikram Sambat in a timeline. Long answer questions. 1. Introduce the following incidents. A. Zhappa Revolt. B. Sukhani assassination. C. Timur Bhote Incident. D. Piskar assassination. 2. Describe the causes, major events, and consequences of the People's Movement 2046 Bikram Sambat. Community work. Meet a senior citizen of your community and ask about the important events happened from 2017 Bikram Sambat to 2046 Bikram Sambat and their effects in the community. On the basis of his or her answer, prepare a model of news. This is the end of Unit 7, Lesson 4, page number 266. This podcast is dedicated to visually impaired students. So if you know anybody who needs this book to listen and learn, please share the link and also please subscribe the channel. Thank you and all the best.